In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night.
Wow,
I
you fucked
that up.
Wow.
I was trying to be animated in the video. Like, just sit up a little bit.
I don't want to.
It says, his shirt says, I'm sorry.
I have to move that. Like, this is my comfort position. I'm not going to sit up.
Haters gonna hate.
No, you're telling me to be uncomfortable. I'm not going to do that.
Just to show your shirt for 2 seconds. And then
you didn't tell me that. You just said sit up. Like, I thought you
See, it says I'm sorry. And that's just
I thought you couldn't,
his
like,
state
see
of
me
being.
at all or something.
But it's a Deadpool shirt that says, I'm sorry, did I offend you? And that's, but you only can see the
Did I offend you?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Are you choking on a dick?
I mean, she would be, yes.
If you are watching this, that means you're a Patreon person. Awesome. Thank you. You have something on your eye. Can you see it?
It's called eyelashes.
And this is what I have to deal with. No, like under.
Oh,
there we go.
I
There we go.
felt
It was like a crusty or something. Well.
Calling me crusty?
Yeah, you're a crusty old man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, there's a background for that laugh. Ty hates like dolls and doll laughs, and
I don't like doll laughs. Dolls, I don't mind. Yeah, that's creepy.
I started doing that.
Do not like it.
Because like at our old house that we rented in Tulsa, there was dolls in the attic, which we've talked about before, and I just inherited that laugh, and he hates it.
Like, if she did that, like, on the side of the bed when I'm asleep, and I, like, woke up to that, and she's, like, right here, I would probably headbutt her. Just, boom!
Or, like, what is it, Toni Collette on Hereditary, and just get really close to you and start talking.
Fuck no. I do not know how people can get super close to each other and talk. Like,
you have to, like, brush your teeth immensely, and then use mouthwash.
Use mouthwash, have gum, Tic Tacs.
Like to spray stuff.
Unless you just have, like, naturally fresh breath and fucking...
But did you know, it is proven, the more water you drink, the less your breath smells.
The more you give Head Johnson, the less your breath smells? I drink no water. It's probably why mine smells.
Let's go back to the Head Johnson thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, great. No, just like when you said that, in my mind, it was to completion, and then your breath will smell like whatever cum that the person ejaculated in your face.
I mean, basically, yeah.
And so, if, let's say they ate asparagus, you're going to have...
Oh, that's going to be tasty. Tasty treats.
What is it? Gentleman's relish.
Gentleman's asparagus relish.
Ah. Baby gravy.
Baby gravy.
Baby
Or
gravy.
you can just have a whole bunch of pineapple.
Well, hi, everybody.
But it says you need to eat like a shit ton of pineapple.
Well, you're black, so maybe you should do watermelon. Like, just eat the whole thing.
I don't think it's going to taste like watermelon.
One time I was at a party, and somebody asked me to cut the watermelon, and I wanted to do it where you just took a... what are the little toothpick? Mm-hmm. I was like the little wooden thing that pokes stuff.
Q-tip.
Okay, and so I wanted to do it where you just took a toothpick and you just and it was like in little squares, and I did it. Everybody was amazed at my knife skills. It was awesome. I was like,
and that's how you sliced your finger off.
No, that's not how I sliced my finger off. I don't know if anybody knows this. So I lived in Korea for 5 years, and I was an English teacher. I was not in the military, but so we were at my boss's house because we were just doing a wine night, and this girl was making fudge, but she broke the little tabby thing on some like molasses or something. I don't remember what it was. But so I was like, oh, no problem. Just give it to me and I'll open it. And so I took a knife and I was just like poking at the top just to try to open it. And my dumb ass was like, I just need one good hit and it'll pop open. So instead of being smart, I was holding it in one hand and I was taking the knife down and I was trying to get it open. And then I did the bottle slipped, the knife jammed down on my finger, and I instantly fell to the ground, and like the people who were there were looking at me and what's happening, because there was no blood at this time because I was smart and I was holding my hand in a fist. And then I was a dumbass. I looked down at my hand and was like, oh, there's no blood. Maybe I didn't cut myself. I opened it. It was really gross.
Where?
Everywhere. And then so my boss, who's Korean, because she could speak fluent English. She couldn't speak English during that time. She's like, 어떡해, meaning like, what do I do? What do I do kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
call 911?
Well, they don't have 911. Well, they do, but it's whatever. And so she's like, so I'm just like, I'm holding my hand closed and I'm just like raising it above my head so it would like slow down the bleeding. Mm-hmm. They gave me a towel and we're going into the elevator. I'm not crying. I'm just sitting here. This is going to be a good story later. This is going to be a good story later.
Jeez Louise.
It's really funny.
Maybe you should make smarter choices.
I should have. And then I was in the hospital for 3 days. They stitched up my finger. I can't feel my finger. And it cost me, with my Korean insurance, it cost me only like
$2.
$200 or something. For 3 days, full meals, all the surgery and everything. It was only like $200.
Let's go to Korea then.
It's cheap there. Okay, hi, my name's Katie.
Hi, I'm Yanni McGee.
Yanni McGee.
Yanni McGee.
How was your week?
The same. Great. Because I'm off and I get to play video games on my sexy computer.
Great.
Yeah. How was your week?
I went to the doctor yesterday and had 12 vials of blood taken.
Funsies.
And the lady whose name was Catherine, I didn't know that it was her name, she was taking my blood and she was leaning forward and she kept on leaning forward and it was jabbing the needle more in my arm and it really hurt.
Did you tell her that it really hurt?
She told herself that it hurt because I was making faces.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what wifey's like tiredness is and shit. So still doing that journey, but maybe eventually we might get to the bottom of it. Maybe.
But good news, good and bad news. So the bad news is we are no longer moving to Dallas this year. So we're going to wait a little bit and then we're going to try again because of just paperwork and shit. I'm not going into the details. So instead of moving, we decided to take a vacation and we're going to
Washington. Costa Rica.
So we're going to spend a few days there for our anniversary / Ty's birthday. It's going to be really fun.
It is going to be really fun. Bunch of activities.
Yeah, we got to figure it out. All right, so let's get into it. Meat and potatoes. Do you remember the movie that I chose?
No, I don't. We just saw it yesterday.
I chose Hereditary. And it's, if you haven't watched it yet and you do want to watch it, it's on HBO Max, now known as Max, as well as it says it's on Hulu. So that's awesome.
Nice. We have seen this before. I think Wifey's seen it like 1,000 times.
And I finally
I've only seen it twice. First time I saw it, did not understand it. Did not really like it because I was like, I have no idea what's going on. So even after watching it this time, we also watched like Explained.
Yeah,
on
like Hereditary
YouTube.
Explained.
Hereditary Explained, because we had ideas, but it's just
I was right though. You just didn't believe me until somebody else told you.
Right about what?
I don't want to give it away.
Oh, I mean, they should have seen it anyway.
Maybe.
So, yeah. But now we finally get it, and it's not easy to follow, because, I mean, it's just, if you're fully paying attention to it, you can kind of get it, I guess. But if you're not, if you, like, miss a few things, you're like, what the fudge is going on? But
I just remembered gross parts.
We got Hereditary, came out in 2018. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes, so it is kind of a long movie. So why to watch? Eerie, psychological, and terrifying. We have good reviews, though. So we have a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb Bizzle, 90% on Rotten Potatoes, 4.5 or 4 out of 5 on Common Sense something. I can't read what the other word is supposed to be because it's just dots. But we have a 76% of Google users liked this movie.
So across the board, pretty decent reviews.
Wow, budget was only $10 million. Wow.
There wasn't a lot of detail in there. It didn't have what is that? CGI. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it wasn't really CGI, but when the mom was like on the ceiling.
I mean, they probably just lifted her and she just went back and forth like
that. Probably wasn't. Well, I'm talking about in the beginning when she was on the ceiling. Not the beginning, but before she did that.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Where she was in the
synopsis.
Penis, peni.
When the matriarch of the Graham family passes away, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry, trying to outrun the sinister fate they have inherited. Release date is June 8, 2018. Director is Ari Aster. It's a pretty cool name. And then, so distributed by A24. So that's why I kept seeing A24. But the budget was only $10 million. I don't know how much they actually made. So we have Toni Collette, which sounds like a dude's name, but it's a chick.
Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff. And
we have Alex Wolff. We have Millie Shapiro. And then Gabriel Bryan and Ann Dowd and Mallory Bechtold. That's an interesting name. Bridget? Who is this one? Oh, that isn't. I don't even know. So yeah.
Awesome. So this was. I like scary movies, and this one was one of those movies that.
It's not really scary.
It is, but it isn't. Like, I don't know. It's not scary, but it has scary parts.
I mean, there wasn't really any. There was only one really jumpy part. And
two. I mean, okay, so if you're going to watch this, we might have to, so spoiler alert, we're probably going to give out spoilers, but this movie, it's a thinker, and I think I had not fully understood it until we watched those things last night. Mm-hmm. And I understood most of it, but I was unsure of some scenes. But in this movie, the family, is very dysfunctional. They don't communicate at all with each other. They just go about their merry way, and they kind of just deal with it.
They're all like isolated from each other in a way.
And so we have the Peter, who's the son. We have Charlie, who's the little girl. Then we have what's her face, Annie, as the mom. I don't remember what the dad's name was. Anyway. And the dad, he's not really that important in this movie. He's
not the part of the family. I mean, he is, but he isn't.
He's the superstitious dad. Okay, so we have the grandma who died, and apparently she was very standoffish and had DID. That's what they were thinking. But this movie boils down to kind of a demon possession movie, but it's not really a demon, it's a god.
It's a demon god.
Demon god. Hell. And so that made me, I said this to you last night, but I don't think you understood. Where what Annie said in her eulogy to her mom that she had DID, but the thing is she was possessed by this demon god, so it was just kind of like, it's not DID, it's just the demon coming out, the possession coming out. So I thought that was really interesting. And then the little girl, I'm assuming, is autistic.
No, she's possessed too.
Well, she's partially possessed. And then she makes a clicking sound, and I want to know why she did the clicking sound.
That's part of the possession. Because even I think that was I think they explained it, or the explaining afterwards explained it, but that's some thing that the god would do. It was like some calling or some shit.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And that's why, like, when he's in the classroom and it's happening, it's like, they say it was like a countdown to... when something was about to happen, and
interesting. Sure
enough, he got possessed too for a second.
And he was like, "Great."
He looked fucked up though.
Yeah. But so I forgot my notebook upstairs. I knew I was forgetting something. Again. I know, but I'm carrying everything, and you just don't have anything. So in this movie, Charlie is a little girl, and so Peter is going to go to this party, and the most fucked up thing is, it sucks because he's a loving brother, but he accidentally kills fucking Charlie in the process of taking her to the hospital because she was having an allergic reaction to nuts. Yeah, she had an allergic reaction
to nuts because she ate chocolate nut cake at this party.
If you haven't watched it, you'll watch it. It's good, but to help her breathe, which makes no absolute sense, she sticks her head out the window and she pulls her whole body out the window, which is like halfway through. And Peter is just driving and he's like, we're almost there, just hang tight. And I'm like, I understand, like, I would be panicking too if I couldn't breathe, and I would be like, I need something. I'm like, just Traker. Hopefully nobody...
Just Traker?
Yeah, like cut a hole here and shove a straw through it. But he swerves because there's a dead deer in the road. Planted by Paimon, who is the demon devil god thing. And then fucking Charlie hits her head off.
Gets that bad boy lopped off.
On a power line that is marked by, like, the symbol for their cult or whatever.
For their cult.
And I'm just like... And the brother just sits there, and he sits there for a good minute on the screen, and he's just like crying, and he like looks up into the rearview mirror, and he can't see her, and he just like looks back, and then he just drives home.
He sees her body. That's about it.
It's not funny.
It's about it.
So he goes home shocked. Like at that point, I would probably do the same thing, and be
run away from home or some shit. I don't know.
And the mom finds her the next morning, and she's
he just leaves the body in the car.
Well, I mean, what is he gonna do? He's in shock. Like
something. I would have woke up the pan. I would have done something more than what he did.
Maybe we like stick it back on.
Huh?
Stick
it back on. I think it's. There is one part in there that you'll see afterwards.
Where you see her head.
Yeah, where you see her head. It's kind of disturbing, but. Yeah, we'll leave that for y'all to see.
But so throughout this movie, I just wanted to cover that part because I thought that was really gross. But this whole movie has a lot of good actors in it. And to me, personally, Charlie is the dirty, smelly kid of the classroom because she looked dirty. Mm-hmm. Why would she... Like, the parents are wealthy. Like, to make her take a bath.
Paimon didn't want her to take a bath. Paymon's like, nah, chick, you're mine. No bath for you.
You're not going to have... Oh, maybe that's probably the reason why she had no friends, because she was isolated by Paimon. Like, Paimon wouldn't let her make friends.
Yeah. Well, because she's going to be sacrificed, so...
Sacrifice, yeah. But anyway, so throughout this movie, there's a lot of symbolism and there's connections that kind of lead to the end, which took me 5 or 6 watches to actually kind of connect all the dots and get to the end. We meet Joan, who seems like a nice old lady, but she's a fucking cunt.
She's the second in command of this cult.
Yeah, and so she kind of persuades Annie to do something that brings a demon into their house, and now it's just like...
Yep, then that's when all the doors start opening
and closing and shit going on. And But anyway,
poor husband.
The thing is, through like the grieving process, like if I lost a daughter or son or you, I would probably try to have a seance or do something to bring you back.
So then you would welcome something else into the house.
Sure. I mean, I want to play Ouija board, but you don't want to play.
9 times out of 10, or probably 10 out of 10, it's not the person who comes through. It's the freaking...
If you can hear that, guys, take a shot. Dogs are chewing on like new toys we got them, so take a shot.
Arrow's taking a little nap.
Naparoony. Siesta. But there's a lot of symbolism, a lot of connections, and it just took a lot to have me finally understand the full plot for this movie, because at the end, it kind of explains it, but it doesn't at the same time, and it kind of just leaves you questioning what...
You're like, what the hell just happened?
But... The grossest part of the movie we can cover at the end. I can say this.
Why? Let them see it.
There's a gross part, and it involves something cutting off somebody's head.
Yeah, it's fun.
My fingers hurt. Okay.
It has a cute sound.
If you can't see this, I made a weird face. I don't like sounds. Sounds bother me. Like certain sounds,
it's a pretty rough sound.
Like today when we went to Dutch Brothers today for coffee for the first time ever. It was delicious coffee.
It's delish.
Sorry, Starbucks, but it's way better than Starbucks and cheaper. But I almost slammed on the brakes so he would stop making a noise. But he would take a drink and he'd go.
Me?
Yeah, you did it 10 times, and I'm like, I'm gonna run us into a.
What?
I hate mouth noises.
You make mouth noises all the time.
No, and then you chew with your mouth closed, thank you, but you still smack, and I don't know how.
I'm not smacking. I just chew loud. You don't chew at all, so you just put food in your mouth and swallow it.
I'm like a ball python.
You're like a dog.
Wow.
They don't chew their
Oh
food.
my gosh. We were driving back from the gym and he asked me, oh, do you want me to take you to the vet? Yeah. And he was like, shit. Because he meant to say hospital. I forgot why.
I was going to say hospital, but for some reason vet popped into my head. But I had stopped it before I finished, but I just started laughing. And I was like, you want to know what I was going to say? And I was like, you want me to take you to the vet?
So he just called me a dog because I don't chew my food, which I do chew my food.
No, she doesn't. You go...
That's still chewing.
Like, no, it's not. That's 2 chews. That's not chewing. Chewing is you chew it till it makes a little ball in your mouth to where it gets swallowed and it goes down nice and smoothly. You swallow your food whole. Inhale.
I was just thinking something funny. I was like,
inhale.
Do you want me to swallow you whole?
Fuck yeah.
Gross. Sorry, guys.
Anytime, all day, every day.
This movie is really good. I enjoyed it. I like scary movies, so I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
It's just a thinker movie. Like,
it is a thinker.
It's hard to me, it's hard to follow. Probably someone smarter would get it, but wifey's super smart, and she, like, got it but didn't fully get it, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
There's a lot of details that it requires multiple watches.
Like,
but...
I don't know. Like, it's good. It's interesting to watch, but...
Would you watch it again? Maybe a few years down the line. We can watch it again.
I'm like up and down with this movie. It just...
All right. But what's your score?
I'm just up and down. I don't know. I'm going to give it a 1 and then a 7. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Like, I want to give it a 7. I want to give it an 8.
So 7.5?
Sure, 7.5.
7.5. So average is like 8.5 then?
Only because it's just, it's different. It's, I don't know. I can't even explain, but y'all might like it more. I mean, it's got really good reviews. So I mean,
it's almost like an M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie. Almost.
Yeah.
Because he always has those weird twists and endings. He always has those random things that happen at the end. And
I mean, I get the movie now. Like, I can explain what the main goal is, and they do succeed. But it's just like leading up to it. It's like you have to watch like the explaining of it. And normally when I watch the explaining, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes 100% sense. But we watched like 3 of them. And we're like, okay, we get it, but it's just like, I don't know. It seemed like it was too detailed, I guess.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
For it being 2 hours long, you're just like, okay. But I mean, it got really good reviews. Like, it's probably that's probably like the second movie that's got the best reviews that we've seen. I think the first one was that.
Death of a Vlogger.
Yeah, Death of a Vlogger.
Death of a Vlogger.
And there was something else we've seen that was pretty high, too. I can't remember what it was. Well, obviously Deadpool, but something that's not, like,
mainstream
superhero.
Well, yeah, but anyway, it's a good movie, so check it out. Again, you can watch it on Max, which is the old HBO Max. I thought you put on Vibrate, babe.
Fuck, no, I didn't.
And then take a shot because his phone went off. And so you can watch it on Hulu.
I'm important.
It's probably your game or your work thing.
Or just freaking anything. All my shit gives me notifications.
All right, so we're going to move on to your topic. Do you remember what your topic is?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there. Right
Simpsons predictions.
So I wasn't sure how many I was actually going to get, but I got a few, like a pretty detailed amount. So we're going to kind of do this like we did for We're Not Qualified episodes. I'll read one, you can read one, it's back and forth. But I just wanted to go into depth about this, the beginning of it. So Simpsons predictions, I use Collider.com and the NewYorkTimes.com, which is ironic because guess what? New York Times had an article about the Simpsons predictions, which I mainly gleaned the beginning part of it. So like the background kind of why people think Simpsons are so able to predict stuff.
Because they're smart?
So
they're Harvard graduates?
Yeah, which is crazy. So over its near 30-year run, the series about this world's most famous animated family has alluded to many real-life events long before they've actually happened, such as the Trump presidency, the discovery of Higgs boson particle, 9/11, and most recently, Disney's takeover of Fox. By the same accounts, the coincidences, predictions, if you will, number in the 20s or more. So there's a lot. This track record has led the show's legion of fans to think that The Simpsons is, at the very least, a product of television's most intelligent writers and, at the most, prophetic.
Prophetic? What does that mean?
Prophecy, prophesize. They can.
Maybe they are our prophets.
Maybe they are part of the Illuminati.
Maybe that too.
So there's something bigger. Is there something bigger going on? The future can be forecast better than one might think, said Al Jean, one of the show's.
Fifi, stop.
Oh, take a shot. Al Jean, one of the show's original writers and its showrunner since 1998. Episodes of The Simpsons air a year after they've been produced. So it takes a year for them to actually get on air, which is crazy. He said, so it's just a short sort of frame of mind that we've got that we think 1 year ahead. So they have to kind of think of crazy stuff that might happen in the future.
Oh, wow.
Take a shot. Arrow's here. The show is the product of brilliant minds, many Harvard-educated, said William Irwin, whose book The Simpsons and Philosophy, which is actually has for years been taught in college courses at the University of California, Berkeley, and other schools. So there's an actual fucking The Simpsons and Prophecies class you can take.
Wow.
I thought that was really interesting. I was like, damn.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either, but I mean, it makes sense. But writers rule on The Simpsons, not the... Okay, so the writers rule on The Simpsons, not the actors, he said. The result is a show packed with references to art, literature, pop culture, politics, and science, which is very true. Even in Family Guy, they do reference a lot of current events, like in a mix of genres and whatever. But The Simpsons are one that they have to be kind of well-rounded.
Why?
Because they reference so many random things that they're like, okay, art, music, political shit.
Yeah.
When that many smart people produce a television show, it's bound to make some startling predictions, he said. And Arrow hit the table. So if you saw it a little shaky, sorry. Another possible factor at play, the law of truly large numbers. A concept presented by the Harvard mathematicians.
Stop hitting the table, dude. Go.
Hi, Butters. Everybody take another shot because he hit the table again. I'm almost done, so then we can get into the predictions. Another possible factor at play, the law of truly large numbers, a concept presented by the Harvard mathematicians Frederick Mosteller and Percy Diaconis. Sure. In their 1989 paper, Methods for Studying Coincidences. So they wrote this paper, and in this paper it's quoted, with a large enough sample, any outrageous thing is apt to happen. So think of how many episodes The Simpsons has, and like...
They've been going on for like 30 plus years.
30 plus years, and it's just they have so many episodes that anything in that could actually be predicted 20, 30 years down the line.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Take a shot.
Stop, please.
You have the other one. Okay. So, The Simpsons... the law states The Simpsons, a Fox show, is the longest-running scripted TV series in history. So, then something called the psychosphere... It's called the group mind in action. Under the right conditions, we can know things that we don't know we know. We know things, but let me read that again. We can know things that we don't know we know. So you might have information that could just pop up randomly, and you're like, I didn't even know I knew that. Like even, for example, me specifically, I can sing along to a song. I'm like, I didn't even know I knew the lyrics, like kind of thing. And we can sometimes predict events or attract what we are thinking, said so it's like manifesting. Said Dr. Beatman, a former chairman of...
Beatman.
You're so ridiculous. I don't even know. All right, so Dr. Beatman, a former chairman of the psychiatry department of the University of Missouri. He wants to play with that, but Fifi won't let him.
Yeah, she won't. And she's not even chewing it. She's just letting it like sit there in front of her.
All right, babe. You can read the first prediction that you have on your list.
Prediction. All right, I'm done.
Great.
So why is this saying number 13?
Because I have 1 through 12 and you have 13.
Duh. I was just testing you.
You just need
failed. So Matrix 4 premieres season 15, episode 14. This Simpsons prediction was easy to miss in the 2004 episode, The Ziff Who Came to Dinner. At the beginning of the episode, behind Homer Simpson is a movie poster that reads, "A Matrix Christmas, coming soon." The image presented Neo, played by Keanu Reeves, in a Christmas hat. The Matrix was released in 1999, while The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions were released in 2003. It wouldn't be until 2021 that the next dystopian film in the Matrix franchise will be released. The Matrix Resurrections was released December 22nd, 2021 in the United States. While Christmas. Neo was front and center on the poster, he unfortunately wasn't wearing a Christmas hat.
But it was near Christmas, so it was December 22nd. So
yeah, but what were they talking about?
So in the episode of The Simpsons, in the background of Homer, behind Homer, there was a movie poster for Matrix 4, Christmas Matrix or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah, and Matrix Christmas.
He was the front and center, and he was wearing a Santa hat. They were just saying that they predicted that because all of the seasons, all of the movies for Matrix.
Wade, stop.
He's being annoying. Sorry, guys, take another shot. All of the movies for Matrix came out before that, and so they didn't think that a new one was coming until the poster came out on the Simpsons. So it's not that hard to understand.
Oh yeah, because they all came out in late 1990s.
Yeah.
And then that one came out in 2021.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go on to the next one. So Real Tobacco Plants, Season 11, Episode 5. When Homer sets his eyes on agriculture, wacky disasters follow. Using nuclear ingredients from the power plant, Homer decides to create a mutant hybrid plant in the episode E-I-E-I-Do. The result is the not-so-humble tobacco, a bizarre combination of the tomato and tobacco plants. The potential to make money from it drives a wedge between Homer and the rest of his family. Disturbing real-life counterparts emerged around the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, where deformed vegetables and fruit popped up, looking unsettlingly familiar to Homer's creation. That was via ABC News. While no one has thankfully tried to find a way to make money out of these monstrous mutations, it's not too far-fetched to imagine less scary versions of these in grocery stores in the future. They made, square tomatoes, so they've packaged better. Mm-hmm. Have you not seen that?
I have not seen that.
They were growing tomatoes square, so it could be in packages and they can hold more.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? But would you really want to eat that?
I mean, all he did was just... Yeah, but wait. So how would they even do that? Wait until it gets a certain size and then put a square thing around it?
No, they made, they hybrided it. With the I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
You are a scientist.
But they used the chromosomes and they mixed it and then they just grew it and then they were like, okay, we need to tweak this. And then they did everything.
Oh, so they literally didn't put anything around it. They just grew
it.
Yeah, I would not eat that.
Isn't it crazy?
Let's see.
The kids are playing.
Pandemic Season 4, Episode 21. I was going to say 2021. In 1993, The Simpsons first aired the episode Marge in Chains. The episode focused on Marge, voiced by Kavner, charged with shoplifting and forced to serve prison time. Oh, this is about...
COVID.
COVID? What do you mean COVID?
It's a pandemic episode.
Oh, I thought it was what's her name?
Just read.
The chick that went to jail with the pink Cadillacs. What is her name?
Is she the makeup lady?
Mary Kay.
Mary Kay. She went to jail?
Thought it was Mary Kay.
I know Martha Stewart did.
Martha Stewart. That's what, yeah, Martha Stewart's her.
She does not have a pink Cadillac, but okay.
Not Mary Kay.
Snoop Dogg's best friend.
Let's see. Forced to serve prison time. The rest of Springfield caught the Osoku flu after a shipment of products reached Springfield. Osoku flu caused a similar pandemic as the COVID-19 pandemic. The Osoku flu originated from a different country before it made its way to the U.S. In addition, The episode didn't have a treatment immediately available, and the doctors of the episode recommended that the patients got some bed rest, similar to how the scientists were still testing out their vaccine to prevent the COVID-19 virus. Oh, wow.
So back in season 4 of The Simpsons.
1993, and COVID came out in 2020.
That's a long 17-year difference. Are you impressed with my math? Wait, that's not right.
That's not 17.
I was thinking 2003. So it's 27.
Yeah, 27.
27 years later. Never mind, my math sucks. Okay. Ignore.
17. Aren't you excited about my math? Add 10 to that, babe. There you go.
Mental math is hard. Shut up.
You were close. I mean, you were close.
I was not close.
You were close. You were closer to 27 than you were 7. Actually, no, it's the same.
Thanks for trying.
Yeah, I tried. I was trying to help you out, but then I failed too. So
it's okay. Look how smart we are, guys. Jesus. Okay. The next one for me is Assemble Space Travel Season 5, Episode 15. Deep Space Homer is the episode name. Marked an important moment in the show's history as, aside from featuring some of The Simpsons' best guest stars, Apollo 11 astronaut Buzz Aldrin and musician James Taylor, the episode... So those are the guest stars. The episode also signaled the creators' willingness to go beyond the realm of possibility, or so they thought. What seemed like an unrealistic idea at the time, an ordinary man going to space, has since become a common concept, as commercial spaceflight is something people can look forward to in the not-too-distant future. There have even been all civilian space... No, why would you have all civilian space flights? Because they don't know how to fucking drive a fucking thing.
Car?
Rocket ship.
Oh.
Are you not listening?
I am. Yeah, I thought you were talking about them.
No.
Like if they can't drive a car, what makes you they can drive a freaking
I mean,
rocket?
People can't drive right now. Why would we want that?
That's all
right. So in all civilian space flights in recent years via space.com, proving that Homer's far-fetched experience back then has become the reality for some people today. Like, didn't a few
Elon Musk.
Yeah, they purchased...
He made a I don't know, he's in a process or it's done making public transfers to space.
But where would you go?
Space, like I think to the moon. I don't know if he actually finished it. And I think that public driving thing, it wasn't actually like civilians can drive the rocket up there. I mean, they can't do that. They're not able to do that. I think it's just they have like a rocket flyer or driver, and then they have like just a bunch of passengers on it.
A whole fleet of people who know what they're doing, because one person can't just like deal with everything.
Well, most of that stuff is done, I think, down on the ground anyway. Like when the thrusters that are taken off as it goes up, I think that's down below, or it's like.
But you still need somebody.
It's like time sensitive or something.
You still need somebody on the flight who can do stuff. Like, I'm not going to trust my life to like Trump.
I mean, I wouldn't fly up to space anyway with people. I mean, you know how many times those damn things blow up?
A lot.
Like rockets?
Yeah.
Like, fuck no. And then, even then, I mean, unless it's like going on 2 years and there's been like no accidents.
And then the time you get on there.
And then, when I get on there, it's like kablooey.
Oh, wait, here he comes.
And I'm like the only one on the flight. Like, wait a minute.
Why am I alone?
What's going on here? What type of fishery is happening?
We just added this one, and there's not a lot of seats sold. Okay.
All right, yeah. That's why.
And didn't a couple famous people purchase their tickets to Mars or something for like $250 million?
Oh, yeah, it was like stupid expensive.
It was really expensive.
Yeah, but it's a public transportation up there. Okay.
They're
not
gonna
your
get the suite,
average public
the
person
first class
can freaking
seats. And I'm like, you're gonna be passed
buy
out.
tickets to fly to space.
Because don't you, like, if you're going to Mars, don't you have to be put to sleep? Not death, but put to sleep.
I mean, I would assume so. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to take some time to get there.
What movie did we watch that it was like it would take like 100 years to get him? Oh, it was Passengers.
Passengers with Jennifer Lawrence and
Chris Pratt.
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 Let's see here. Am I on this one? Yeah. So this is Murder Hornets Season 4, Episode 21. In the same episode that The Simpsons predicted a pandemic, they also gave clues to another outbreak. During the episode Marge and Chains, a crowd of people demanded that they wanted a placebo to cure their illness. When one of the members of the crowd pointed at a truck that could hold the placebos, the crowd knocked the truck over, releasing a swarm of killer bees. Similar to around the same time as the COVID-19 outbreak, there were reports of an Asian giant hornet appearing in the U.S., a type of killer bee. The Asian giant hornet was claimed to be a threat to the bee population. It was reported that they could destroy an entire bee colony, as mentioned by the New York Times.
So, in the same episode that it predicted the COVID, like a pandemic, it predicted murder hornets, which in turn actually fucking happened.
Both of them happened.
At the same time. Mm-hmm. There has to be something out there, like definitely Illuminati related, where they're just like, oh, we're just taking notes from Simpsons. Oh, that's a good idea. Everybody's struggling. Why don't we make it worse?
Yeah. How can we tenfold this?
And then in the background, oh, murder hornets. Oh, fucking good idea. Let's construct that.
I want to know how big these things were.
When I worked at Panda Express in Muskogee, one of the cooks, he hit one with his car. It's that big, from tip to top, like top to bottom. It was huge, and he's like, I didn't know they were in their area because it was all up in the Northwest.
Yeah,
not here.
Well, of course they're gonna make their way down south.
Damn south. Okay, next.
Jeez, I cannot. I would cry if I seen that. I would cower in fear if I saw something.
You cower in fear with like any bug.
It's true.
Remember that one time we were in our old apartment in Woodmead, and I was like, you were like, hey, do you want to go downtown with me to meet up with a couple friends? I'm not naming their names. And I was like, no, I'm exhausted because I just got off of my second job. And I was like, I'm just going to lay here. I was laying down watching TV for a good 15, 20 minutes. And then Ty comes back inside. I'm like, I thought you left. And he was like, no, I've been standing out there because there's a spider web.
There is a spider web. It was literally right on the freaking
I'm like, do you want me to
stairway.
And you're like, you just sat there and were like, do you want me to go? I asked you if you wanted me to go knock it down, and you said yes. I thought that was the funniest thing in existence.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with this big ass spider.
Okay, moving on.
It was huge, babe. Not as big as that murder hornet, but
it was like that big.
It was not that big. She is lying.
All right, smartwatches. Season 6, episode 19. In the season 6 episode, Lisa's Wedding, there were more than a few jokes about future tech, with only one really getting the future right. The episode showed a brief moment where Hugh talks to his watch, smartwatch, predicting the rise of smartwatches. Also 2 decades before the first one would be introduced to the world. It's a fleeting moment that didn't mean much back then, but highlighted key tech like digital watches and voice recognition that would become commonplace today. Too bad Hugh's attempt at using the technology to propose to Lisa back then didn't quite work out as well as he had hoped. So, yeah, like even, hey Siri, it'll yell at me.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
See?
I like how you say, hey, Siri, but yet it's Jarvis.
I know, it won't let me change his name because he responds, I'm like, hey, can I change your name to Jarvis? And my smart, person says, I'm sorry, Katie, I can't help you build an iron suit.
I mean, I bet he could. Let's see. Murder Hornets. So, Tom Hanks endorses the U.S. The Simpsons movie 2007. In the Simpsons movie 2007, actor Tom Hanks made a cameo appearance during a commercial scene that the Simpsons were watching. During the commercial, a father took his 2 children to see the Grand Canyon, but his daughter was unimpressed by the landmark and requested for there be a new Grand Canyon. Okay. Next, Tom Hanks entered the scene stating that the U.S. government lost its credibility, so it's borrowing some of mine. In 2022, 1 year after President Joe Biden's presidency, Hanks appears in the commercial stating the Americans' determination as the endured economic hardship caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The video focused on Americans' theme of rebuilding its economy and highlighting the successes of Biden's administration so far.
So he pretty much promoted America. I can't believe so, but the funny thing is, there's people out there who be like, I don't like this Grand Canyon, let's make a new one. That's people out there. I love going, like, looking at national parks or something, because I enjoy looking at maps. And I'll just like click on something, and then there's reviews for national parks. Like, oh, there was too many flowers, or there's too much grass. And I'm like,
too many flowers, too much grass. Jesus.
oh, I didn't know there was fish in the lake.
What would you think would be in there? Humans?
My children were scared. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hope there's not humans in a lake. That'd be bad.
There's actually a lake.
I don't fully get this one.
There's a lake in...
make a new one, like, but they're talking about the Grand Canyon, but yet make a new one. They're talking about the economy. I don't.
It was just how Tom Hanks...
Is it like the symbolism? The Grand Canyon is supposed to be like the economy or some
America,
shit.
I don't know.
Or America.
But anyway, Tom Hanks promoted America in the movie as well as now, like in real life, IRL.
IRL.
Oh, this one's gonna be a good one.
You're a good one.
Serving Horse Meat, Season 5, Episode 19.
Oh, I think I've seen this one.
Never trust the food in Springfield Elementary, as a short gag showcases lunch lady Doris cooking chops, or lack thereof. Sorry, I just was trying to read ahead, but then stopped my brain. Like, it didn't work. Oh, just take a shot.
Stop, dude. We're recording.
Do you understand?
He's like looking at me. He's like, what did I do?
Chew on your tire.
Yeah, chew on your tire. Stop taking fifis.
Okay. By revealing the way she casually added horse meat to the kids' meals. The idea is hilarious on the small screen, but not so funny in real life. A report from The Guardian recounts the infamous horse meat scandal of 2013, which found 29% of the animal used in Tesco burgers. Millions of beef products were pulled from around Europe, and there was understandably public outcry about... I like how he just sat on Arrow. Take a shot, guys. Wade just
sat on Arrow, and he was just minding his own business.
It was pretty funny. Millions of beef products were pulled from around Europe, and there was understandably public outcry about how the supply chain could have been compromised so horribly. And wasn't Burger King part of that, where they had horse meat in their meat?
Not Burger King.
Was it? Hardee's.
Yeah, it was one of those
random things. That's probably why it got changed to whatever.
Carl's Jr.
Because I think they went bankrupt.
Well, I mean, even McDonald's, they did like a poll. Apparently, they tested their meat and they didn't have any like meat beef in there. It was like other shit,
byproducts.
Yeah, it wasn't even like
chicken nugget goo.
They think it was like something they couldn't even call their burgers hamburgers. They had to call them burgers because there wasn't like any. What is it? It wasn't defined as a hamburger. Something random like that.
So it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. Hamburger has to be meat. Mm-hmm. But ham is pork.
Ham is pork. I got to look it up again. But it was something like that. So, yeah, I agree with that one 100%.
All right. Your turn.
No, your turn.
Okay, I can read another one.
No, you can't eat my cord, dude.
Take a shot. Wade tried to chew on his cord.
Let's see here. Fuck, how do I say that? Legal Rifierno. In Canada, season 16, episode 6. It was a yawn. I was trying to stop it. No.
So I thought you were gonna...
In 2005 episode, Midnight RX sees Ned tagging along with Homer and Grandpa's smuggling trips to Canada to get medicine for his own kids. Ned meets his Canadian counterpart and quickly learns that they're different when he offers a Refio. I think it's supposed to be
Referino, because he's like neighborino, because that's what Flanders says. Okay. How to do, Neighborino.
Yeah.
And so it's Reeferino.
Reeferino.
Oh, shit. That's cute.
Since it's legal in that country, 13 years later in 2018, recreational marijuana, I thought that's what they were referring to, recreation marijuana became legal in Canada. While Ned likely won't be making any trips back with Apu, Homer, and Grandpa. Apu, Homer, and Grandpa. I thought that was, I'm an idiot. It's good to know that he was at least at the center of one of the coolest things Simpsons predicted. Canada? I didn't even know you could smoke weed in Canada.
They don't care.
Because they're cool. That's why.
Yeah, and they have a lot of free medicine.
Unlike fucking here.
Hate this place. Okay.
Hate this place.
Why am I here?
Why am I here?
You're really good at the whiny, bitchy voice.
I don't know where I got that from. Maybe I used to be one in like a past life.
I hate everything, but that top's cat. Suck it.
Suck it.
All right, moving on. Three-Eyed Fish, Season 2, Episode 4. Blinky is an essential part of some of the best Simpsons episodes. The Three-Eyed Fish is supposed to be a funny reminder of the horrid effects of Burns' nuclear power plant has on the town, mutating flora and fauna like Blinky. So flora is plants, fauna is aminals.
Aminals?
Aminals. Where did you go? Go. Okay. A practice that is widely accepted or ignored by the residents. It turns out Blinky was a real-life counterpart. Over a decade ago, Argentinian fishermen caught a three-eyed wolffish in a reservoir near a nuclear plant. Sound familiar? A ZME report quotes, "Hey, stop shaking everything. Move. Lala, go away."
Wait, stop.
All right. Sorry, guys. Take another shot. You guys are going to be wasted. I thought you guys were not going to get anything because they were being good at the beginning. But there you go. Okay. A ZME report quotes one of the fishermen who recounts their surprise at finding this rare specimen. No mention of Mr. Burns' counterpart is in the article, though. Oh, that's it. I was going to move on to the next one. They're just playing.
He makes her play. That's cool.
Yeah, because she's fat and she needs to play more.
She does need to play more.
Talking about Lala, or Chunky Monkey.
Chunky Monkey. Okay, this is on the next page, too. September 11th, 2001.
That's your brother's birthday.
Well, shouldn't say that, but.
I mean, they don't know what your brother's name is.
In the city of New York versus Homer Simpson, there was a moment that alluded to the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City, and not even Mr. Jean could explain it. There is a frame where there's a brochure that says New York at $9 a day, and behind the 9 are the Twin Towers, so they look like an 11. Oh wow, and it looks like 9/11. That one is a completely bizarre, strange thing, he said. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's really scary because
that is scary.
It predicts like one of the worst catastrophes for America. I mean, other than like Civil War and bullshit, but
The what?
Civil War and bullshit.
Oh, I thought you said the worm bullshit. I was like, what worm bullshit?
Don't you know about the worm bullshit?
I hope I wasn't alive for that one yet.
No.
Fifi, stop.
Everybody take another shot. Hopefully drink some water too. Like if you're actually taking shots along with us,
I'm going to have to step away for a second because she's getting really, what is it? Really
aggressive
with this.
No. Okay, we just have to take a toy away, guys. This is what you do for your children. And that was a toy. Now they're like, I want the toy. All right. So the next episode we're talking about is called Baby Translator. Season 3, episode...
Baby Gravy? It's my favorite one.
Episode 24. In one of the rare episodes featuring Homer's half-brother, Herb, voiced by Danny DeVito, he managed to invent a never-before-seen device that could make him wealthy beyond his wildest imagination. Herb creates a baby translator, which is able to decode precisely what baby babbles mean. Today, there are quite a few baby translator equivalents on the App Store. Apps like Cry Translator, Baby Talk Translator, and Zoundream are able to approximate what an infant's cry may mean. Isn't that crazy? Okay.
That is crazy.
I'm not done.
I didn't say a word.
They're not quite as sophisticated as Herb's, but there's no doubt the inventor could be proud of his innovation's far-reaching influence. That's crazy.
Baby translator, huh?
Baby translator.
Oh, did you see that one thing I sent you about the cat? It was like meow, and it's supposed to be like come here in cat language.
And a girl did it, and the cat
and the
walked
cat
over, and she
came,
was
and like the
"Holy
other
shit."
chick did it. She had to do it twice, but the cat came. Did you try it? That's what I was hoping
Yeah, I
you
did,
would
but
do.
Borden just looked at me.
Maybe you didn't say it right.
I can just say Bubba, and he comes.
Maybe you didn't say it right. That sounds about right. But you might have messed up on something there.
I messed up on the pronunciation.
Wade,
Stop playing with her.
can you stop?
They just want to lay down. He just wants to rip her leg off.
She's going to attack him. So far, she's
Bless
playing,
you.
but... So, let's see. This is my longest one, and then after this one, I have short ones, folks. So this is like 2 pages long. Just buckle up, all right? Put your seatbelt on. Get a drink. Go use the restroom real quick. Maybe get it in real quick. Get a little baby gravy on her face, and then come back.
That tastes like asparagus.
That tastes like asparagus. Let's see. The
Higgs boson.
Yeah, the Higgs boson particle. At first glance, this Wizard of Evergreen Terrace plot point might seem like the freakiest. Simpson's prophecy. Homer striving to the next great inventor, standing at a chalkboard on which a complex equation is scrawled. That equation is just a hair of what would become the Higgs boson particle, or God particle, which was discovered in 2012, decades after it was first presumed to exist. That equation predicts the mass of the Higgs boson.
Higgs boson.
Higgs boson. There we go. Third time's a charm. Simon Sieg, Singh.
Yeah.
Author of the 2013 book The Simpsons and Their Mathematical Secrets, told the British newspaper The Independent in 2015. If you work it out, you get the mass of a Higgs boson.
Good job. That was like the first change.
Why do I have to say it so many times? That's only a bit larger than the nanomass of Higgs boson actually is. It's kind of amazing as Homer makes this prediction 14 years before it was discovered, but it can be explained to some degree. The Higgs boson was written into the script by David Cohen, who's one of the people with a math background on this show. Mr. Jean said when he put in was a plausible guess at that time, so it wasn't like totally out of left field.
I never really knew what the Higgs boson is.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
The Big Bang Theory talks about it a lot. So the Higgs boson is the fundamental particle associated with the Higgs field, a field that gives mass to other fundamental particles such as electrons and quarks.
Electrons and quarks?
So a particle's mass determines how much it resists changing its speed and position when it encounters a force. So it's pretty much what they're made up of. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I'm not a scientist either.
So big words. Yay. Okay. Next one's easier.
Yeah, my next ones are easier too.
I have longer ones, but it doesn't matter. Okay. Censoring Michelangelo's David. Season 2, Episode 9. Marge learns a hard lesson about censorship when a slippery slope leads Springfield residents calling for the censorship of Michelangelo's David. The classic work of art is hilariously covered up with a pair of jeans in an effort to make it more acceptable for the outraged community that won't tolerate nudity. Back in 2016, a copy of the statue on display in St. Petersburg sparked controversy and prompted a vote from the citizens who wanted it to be covered up or removed. And just this year, a school in Florida's decision to deem the statue as too pornographic to show to kids has prompted the mayor of Florence, Italy, to extend an invitation to the principal to see the statue for herself, according to the GBH News. It's art, folks. Sistine Chapel has naked babies. Are we going to cover that up? No, it's just the statue David. Do you know statue David?
Yeah, the one where he's like this. And
No, that's the thinker.
Same thing.
It is not the same thing.
Same thing. Oh, statue David. He's the one standing there, like
he has,
standing,
yeah,
and he's holding something,
Statue
and his little wee wee's sticking out.
of David with his little wee wee.
It is a little wee wee.
It's huge. Not the statue itself is huge. Not
Sure.
this one.
Someone dreams about that little wee wee every day.
So if you don't know what the statue of David, you probably can't. You can't see that.
I know it.
All right. So if you don't know what it is, his little wee wee's hanging out. But I mean, like,
Why you keep looking at his little wee wee? I saw your eyeballs.
I was just thinking because I mean
Does that little statue turn you on, babe? Mm-hmm. Is your chair all moist
Thank you
now?
for listening, folks. No. Back in the day, like, I know before they would cover it up with, like, little marble leaves.
Oh, yeah.
All right, your turn.
You can't even see mine, so there's no point in covering it up.
We don't need leaves. It's like
I don't need leaves.
It's like what's his face on Family Guy, Peter Griffin, where his his stomach covers like his penis and he walks around naked.
Or in Hangover with a little Asian guy, his like hair was covering it. You couldn't even see it. I wonder if that was real or not.
I think it is. He's an actual doctor in real life.
Yeah, he is.
He's crazy.
But like, I want to know. I need to look that up and see if that like is actually his stuff. Maybe he's a grower, not a shower.
He plays Dr. Yip on Bob's Burgers. The Asian dentist.
Oh, yeah. So one of my short ones, one of 5 short ones. In 2008, Homer's voting machine changed his vote. Season 20, episode 4, The Tree House of Horror X. What is that?
10.
No, it's X1 or whatever, and then X. So
14.
that's how's that?
Yeah,
14?
X is 10. If the 1 is before the V, you take a year
It's not
off.
a V. It's an X.
Show me.
X1X. I just said that.
Oh, so 19.
19. So whenever it's before another
It's
big...
Take it off if it's after you add it.
Yeah, add it. Okay.
I'm good at
I never knew how to read those stupid things. I know when we both looked at the Super Bowl one, we're like, yeah, we're not even going to attempt that.
30 million. So that is in tandem with, I think, the most recent presidential election where they're complaining about how...
the first one where... No, the second one where Biden won.
Yeah.
Apparently...
they were changing votes and stuff.
changing votes and ballots were missing and shit like that.
All right. We have another Super Bowl one. Lady Gaga and the Super Bowl. Season 23, episode 22. One of the Simpsons Super Bowl episodes introduced a prediction of the musical artist's performance. In the 2012 episode, Lisa Goes Gaga, Lady Gaga visits Springfield and performs her songs while flying over an audience, and at one point played the piano during her concert. In 2017, Gaga performed at the Super Bowl I don't know what L is, 51? 41?
Shit if I know.
62? I don't know. Halftime show performing her greatest hits, including Poker Face and Bad Romance. During her halftime show performance, Gaga was lifted above the audience. Later in the show, she also played Million Reasons on the piano. So I think she just copied it. And she's like, that's a fabulous idea, and wanted to fly.
Maybe, maybe not. Like, I really wonder, like, if they're really predicting these and then, like, these people are seeing it and, like, all right, it's time to do it. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they're not even seeing it at all and it's just happening.
Yeah.
Like, I just really want to know, like, how it's actually happening, which we'll never know. But
we'll never know.
In 2002, before Guitar Hero existed, Mike and Keith gave Homer a Guitar Hero jacket.
That's crazy.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
Okay, next one. Walt Disney and the Fox merger. Season 10, Episode 5. In 1998, in the episode When You Wish Upon a Star, Homer met Alec Baldwin, voiced by Baldwin, and Kim Basinger, voiced by Basinger, and decided to work for them. Homer suggested an idea for a movie during his phone call to 20th Century Fox executives. The next scene of the episode showed 20th Century Fox...
Hey, play nice.
Take a shot, guys. I'm trying to get through this, and they're just being obnoxious. Showed the 20th Century Fox was now owned by Walt Disney. The scene is now among the infamous things that The Simpsons predicted, as in March 2019, Walt Disney announced a $71 billion merger with 21st Century Fox. And I did not connect the dots. Fox is 21st Century Fox. That's the whole name of Fox.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't connect those dots. In 2021, Disney and Fox settled on the streaming rights in terms of the films and the Disney would own. In other words, this settled that movies would be solely a Hulu, Disney Plus, or HBO Max, or now just Max, and the deadline for the agreement. That's crazy.
That is crazy. I wish they would have gave us $1 billion, but
just
whatever.
give me just $1 billion.
Just
I could
one.
do so much
it's
more.
$71 billion.
All these rich assholes, they have so much money, and I'm like, you don't even need that much money. Just go help people.
They don't give two shits about people.
I know. That's what we would do.
Let's see. In 1996, a high-tech intercom looked exactly like what would become the first generation iPad.
Isn't
That was
crazy?
in 1996.
Before,
way before.
Yeah. Your favorite person, your favorite president, babe.
Fuck.
We've talked about him.
Billionaire guy.
No.
Oh.
Trump presidency, season 11, episode 17. The episode Bart to the Future premiered in 2000, where Bart...
Fifi, stop.
God damn it. Everybody, take another shot. Jeez.
Stop.
He took it away from her and she stopped growling. All right. The leader of the... Bart to the Future premiered in 2000, where Bart Simpson saw his and his sister's future. The leader of the country was Lisa Simpson. Lisa mentioned that the United States was tasked with fixing the economy after former Donald Trump's presidency. Not only was Trump elected president in 2016, but one scene from the show looked as if it was almost replicated in real life. In the same episode, a crowd of people watched as Donald Trump descended an escalator. It's a scene that's now among the Simpsons predictions that came true. In reality, President Trump also descended the escalator with First Lady Melania Trump. I don't know how to pronounce her name. While a group of supporters watched in the background.
I was right. I said billionaire. You're like, no.
He's not a billionaire.
Trump is a billionaire, babe. Everyone knows that.
He had so many bankruptcies.
That's why he's a billionaire.
How much? Net worth. Well, now he's in jail.
Yeah, probably his own suite in jail.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I know I am. Everyone knows he's a billionaire. How do you not know that?
I just assumed he could.
We even talked about this 2 or 3 episodes ago. I said
2.5 billion.
Yeah, he's a billionaire. I think Elon Musk is.
He is actually now the number one. He has 75 billion or something. It's crazy. There's no need for that money.
Jeff Bezos was the highest. But,
he was, but then Elon Musk took over because of the new something.
Well, also because he gave his wife or ex-wife, I think, $50 billion or something like that.
That's so much money.
Now she's one of the richest women in the world. I think she's number 4 or 5 or 3 or something.
It just pisses me off. I don't want to.
Yeah, so all of them Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Bill Gates. There's one other one. I don't think Mark Zuckerberg is.
I don't know. I don't care.
Moving on. Yeah, there's 4 of them.
I'm over it.
4 or 5 or 6 or 20. I don't know. Let's see. In 1993, Gunter and Ernest were attacked by one of their tigers.
So Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, Siegfried and Roy.
They got attacked by their cute tiger.
Didn't one of them get killed by their own tiger?
I think so. Do I really know? No, but I think so. Because
Maybe it wasn't like anyone. Oh, I don't know, but
all right, moving on. So I have 2 left. U.S.
I
curling.
have one.
U.S. curling team season 21, episode 12. In 2010, the episode Boy Meets Curl premiered, where Homer and Marge arrived at the skating arena only to see that it would be closed to those practicing curling. They tried their hand at curling and eventually joined the U.S. curling mixed doubles team during the Winter Olympics. During the episode, the U.S. team won a gold medal and defeated Sweden. In 2018, the U.S. Olympics curling team, led by Josh Schuster, won their first gold medal for curling. The U.S. team also beat Sweden in 2018 Olympics with a score of 10-7.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? But the thing is, that's harder to predict because it's specifics. Like 2018 Winter Olympics, U.S. against Sweden. That would only be able to happen if like the correct number of people lost and won at the same time. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy.
That is super crazy. But, that's why it's the Simpsons. They're prophets. Or the people, the guys or whoever, the people that make it. In 1994, Homer did that thing. Homer rode a wrecking ball a la Miley Cyrus.
He came in like a wrecking ball.
And that was in 1994. I think that song came out like 5 years ago or something like that. So like, that's like 20 years, 30 years later.
Let's look that up. We're going to look up wrecking ball.
Homer rode a wrecking ball.
Homer
a la Miley Cyrus.
2013.
Oh, 2013. Okay, I thought it was a little bit.
In that
sooner
video,
than
she's
that.
really pretty. All right, my last one, and I think that's the last one altogether.
I'm
you
done.
Said. Okay, FaceTime. Season 6, episode 19. In 1995, the episode Lisa's Wedding, so we're going to that one. We had smartwatches, now we have FaceTime. Lisa went to a fortune teller that predicted Lisa's future. In 2010, Lisa's future consisted of her marrying her college sweetheart. Excited to share the news, she called her mom. The phone that Lisa dialed included a screen that showed Marge's face in real time attached to a rotary dial. The rotary phones.
And her face was attached to a rotary dial? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Well, Skype was invented in 2003. It served primarily as the calling service used on computers. In 2010, Apple announced that it developed FaceTime. For Apple users, the app allowed users to not only talk, but see the person that they were talking to through their phone's camera. Thanks, Apple.
Fucking Simpsons, man.
Fucking Simpsons. That's like, but that kind of...
Is this like all the predictions? Or
No, there's
more.
more. There's more. I just did the ones I thought that were most interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of crazy to think about, that this... Like, it is a play for numbers. Like, for technology, you can just throw any crazy thing out there and eventually somebody will plan it. Like, that, to me, is not as impressive. But presidential elections...
Yeah, the election and...
the curling team...
Yeah, that one.
Like, living creatures and stuff.
Probably the 9/11 one is the one that's pretty crazy to me, too.
That is really crazy.
And also the... COVID shit.
But that, to me, it's kind of scary. But again, we're bringing it back to a TV show that has very, very, very smart people writing for it. Which you wouldn't think that they're smart people writing it. But come on, like,
yeah, they're super smart people, though.
Yeah,
they're
so
Harvard graduate. All of them are Harvard graduate.
A lot of them are smart, not just Harvard, but other places too. But. So that is our episode. If you know of any other predictions that The Simpsons had that were really interesting, let us know. We can read them too.
1000%.
We're Not Qualified is coming up. You know what to do. Please, 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 please write in.
Please, 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 please.
Also, if you haven't already done so, please rate and review. Give us 5 stars because we like them.
Wow, you went to sexy voice there.
We really like them.
Wow. I just got a chub.
Great. So,
great.
Next episode, you have the movie, I have the topic. You go first.
Am I supposed to talk?
What's your movie?
Do I need permission to talk first? May I have permission to speak?
Yes.
My movie is going to be 65 with
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Adam Driver.
It is on Netflix.
Netflix. I'm sure you probably can rent it on Redbox.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on
Amazon
everything
Prime.
else, but it's free on Netflix.
So if you have Netflix, which pretty much everybody does, just watch it there. And then my topic is my favorite thing. This is what got me into true crime. This is like when I was like 14, I read about her. Do you remember who it is?
Damn it, almost had it. Don't tell me. Lizzie Borden.
Lizzie Borden.
I want to say Elizabeth Borden.
Oh, that's her name,
I know.
Elizabeth. But Lizzie Borden, I was obsessed with her when I was like 12 or 13. I read like a bunch of books on her. My parents were really scared for a little bit, but it's okay.
They probably still are.
They should be. So we're going to do the topic of Lizzie Borden. So we're going to get into some true crime-y stuff. Woo!
That's me dancing.
That's me dancing. You can see us dancing if you join
Fifi got
Patreon.
excited too.
Now Fifi's here and she's like, I want to dance.
She's like, I want to get under your arm, boy.
You've been very Southern today.
I'm from Texas, so of course I'm Southern.
Southern. Let's go get some iced tea.
Let's go get some tea and crumpets.
Jim Bob.
And some gin and juice. And we're just going to chug it all up.
We got some of that nice, what is that called?
Take a shot. Fifi's in my lap.
What is that drink called? And they brew it at home and it's like moonshine. We're going to get some of that moonshine.
Isn't that from Louisiana though?
I think it's from, Missouri / West Virginia /
Louisiana /
Yeah.
Because it's swampy drink.
You can brew that wherever.
Let's make some here. Let's make monies.
There's a high potential it could blow up.
Good.
All right. Whatever. All right. So thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Like I said before, please, please, please go wherever you listen, rate, review. We do have now episodes on YouTube, but that's not the video. If you want to see our video, where do you have to go?
Patreon.
And how do you join that?
Patreon.
Where can you find it? You go to our website, inforthenightpodcast.com, and you can go there and join Patreon, and there's a lovely link that'll send you right to it. And we have our videos now being uploaded every single week. Also, as soon as we finish recording, I upload the video. So if you want early access, join. Now, that just means you're going to be disappointed.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
What are the movies that from, people?
Fifth Element.
Bam.
Bada boom.
Bada boom.
Go there. Also, if you have anything to share with us, any confessions, any advice questions, really any funny stories, we are willing to read online or on air for We're Not Qualified. It is coming up in a couple episodes, so make sure you write in. You can write in directly to our web email address, inforthenight69, so the number 6 and the number 9 at gmail.com, or you can go into our website, inforthenightpodcast.com, and you can hit on contact, and that will send us an email as well. What else?
Hell yeah.
What else can you find on the website, Lur?
Merchy Birchy.
And so I'm constantly creating stuff. Our merch is now on my Etsy website, so you can actually purchase a bunch of different shit there. Not only podcast related, but other funny stuff that I say and do and we talk about and shit. Mm-hmm. So I did make a bunch of Pride stuff, so very supportive of the Pride community, and I did create a bunch of stuff that I love. So make sure to check it out. Even if you don't purchase anything, I just want the recognition that I do a lot of hard work. Other than that, that should be it, right, Lur?
Sure. Yeah.
As you're distracted and you're like picking your finger and just, looking around, looking at the sun,
looking at the light.
So thank you so much for listening. We hope we gave you a reason to stay in for the night.
And until next time, peeperinos, peace out.
You have to go up.